On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here, Richardson will throw to start out here. And his first pass is incomplete. These two teams met in Indy earlier in the year with the Colts coming out on top. So a win here in Houston would give them the season sweep. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. You can look at the defense for these Texans. They're a unit that enters play way down, number 28 in the NFL right now against the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game, because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap. To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll run with a former LSU Tiger. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Tackled by the cornerback, Derek Stingley. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win. In the
Richardson under pressure, and down he goes. Will Anderson has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Back deep, Rashid Shaheed. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Texans will take over. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This one taken in by Stover. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Well, this defense for the Colts, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, they held them to just 7 points, and if you rewatch the game tape, and I did multiple times, it was amazing to me that the other guys even got 7. They were absolutely dominating on that side of the football.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. The Texans at 500, sitting at 5-5. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 3rd and 5. Now they'll change things up. They'll set up to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Now a handoff up the middle. Branch. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7. Quick throw. That's complete on the inside slant. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. And he remains perfect on this opening drive. Charles now 5 of 5 and another first down to work with.
He's like one of those great shooters in basketball that has his rhythm, has his confidence. He doesn't think anything is going to miss right now. As far as he's concerned, he's going to be perfect the entire game. And who's to say that it won't happen the way he's throwing it right now?
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. First carry for Nick Chubb. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. It's Marte Mapu, and the Colts are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 8. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Now it's Richardson. A short throw pulled in by Woods. And he is going to have a Colts first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson.
This pass out wide to Hall. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And this will be taken at the 13. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 9. Bigsby once more. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. On play action, they'll throw. To the right side and intercepted. There he goes, left side. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The Shaheed going to go in motion. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Off the play fake. Wheeler. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, They go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On the counter, it's Hall. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Richardson working from the gun.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Back to throw now on first down. On the move to his left. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. He'll drop to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one.
Now 2nd and 9. On second down, a run with Hall.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And this is going to be no good. He misses it off to the left, and this will remain a one-touchdown game.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Throw right side, taken in by Collins.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here. And that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points. Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Now a play fake here on first down.
He's got it to Collins, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
A huge play there for Houston. 41 yards. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Branch. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's 2nd and 8.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And, oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
And the Colts are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
All again on 2nd down.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt. Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Taken in at the 11. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
2nd and 4. Steps away. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Now Richardson going to shift things up. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
First and 10, Taylor now.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Hall ought to give up the middle. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive.
They'll try the left side with Taylor.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor. He has career touchdown number 78, tying him with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped right there at the 31. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that left.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And now here is another interception. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. On the counter, it's Taylor. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 20-yard line. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. Off play action. Richardson rolling to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Richardson going to move him around. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now Richardson. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Oh, that one got away from him. Short distance kick missed. No good. Way wide to the right. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Kenny Moore. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Running straight ahead, Taylor. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now,
but he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Alec Pierce.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Colts up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 28-0. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Got a man. It's Collins complete.
And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down.
The 26 big yards on that one. It's another 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't.
He's got a man, complete. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Justin Tucker for the extra point. He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. That one looks like he'll throw here.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just...
And now here is another interception.
And the Colts are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Zach Vaughn there on the tackle.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Richardson to the air on first down.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
On second down, it's Taylor.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a third and long. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Colts, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long from Houston.